The gym was packed. Machines clanked, weights slammed, and the air smelled of sweat and determination. Max, a 17-year-old teen, adjusted his gym gloves, smirking as he glanced at his friends. "Bro, check this out," Max whispered, nudging his friend. At the far end of the gym, an older man, maybe in his 60s, was stretching near the squat rack. His gray hair was neatly combed, and he wore an old-school tank top. He looked lean, but not particularly strong. Max chuckled. "What's that old guy even doing here?" he muttered. His friends laughed. The old man, Mr. Reynolds, didn't react. He adjusted the weights on the barbell, calmly going through his routine. Max shook his head. "Nah, this dude's going to break his back. Someone should stop him." His friend snickered as he approached. "Hey, sir," Max said, fake politeness in his voice. "You sure you should be lifting that? I mean, at your age?" Mr. Reynolds looked up, his calm blue eyes locking onto Max's. He didn't seem annoyed, just patient. "I appreciate the concern, son," Mr. Reynolds said, adjusting his wrist wraps. "But I've been doing this longer than you've been alive." Max smirked. "Oh, yeah? Well, I guess we'll see about that." He turned to his friends. "Hey, how about a little challenge?" The group cheered, hyping Max up. "Show him, bro. Let's go." Max cracked his knuckles and walked to a nearby weight bench. He loaded 135 pounds, then easily benched it 5 times. He got up and stretched. "Not bad, huh?" Mr. Reynolds just nodded. "Good form," he said. Max laughed. "All right, your turn, old-timer." Mr. Reynolds stepped forward and without hesitation added more weight to the bar. 225 pounds. Max raised an eyebrow. "Whoa, whoa. You sure you want to do that, old man?" The gym started to notice. People turned, whispering, watching. Mr. Reynolds laid back on the bench, gripped the bar, and pressed it up. 1 rep, smooth, 2 reps, controlled, 3 reps, effortless. By the 5th rep, the gym was dead silent. Max's jaw dropped. His friends stopped laughing. Mr. Reynolds racked the bar, sat up, and stretched his arms. No sweat. Max blinked. Hold up. That was just luck." Mr. Reynolds smiled. "You think so?" He stood up, walked over to the squat rack, and loaded it with 315 pounds. The gym collectively gasped. Max shook his head. "No way. No way you can squat that." Mr. Reynolds adjusted his stance, took a deep breath, and lowered himself into a deep squat. 1 rep, 2 reps, 3 reps. By the 5th rep, even the gym trainer was staring, wide-eyed. When Mr. Reynolds finished, he turned to Max. "So, you were saying?" Max felt his stomach drop. His friends were whispering. He could feel the eyes of everyone on him. I didn't know you could do that," Max stuttered. Mr. Reynolds smiled. "That's the problem. People assume too much." Max took a deep breath. "All right, man. Who are you?" The old man chuckled. "I was a national powerlifting champion back in the day. I trained with some of the strongest men in the world." Max froze. His friends gasped. The gym trainer nodded. "Yeah, that's Mr. Reynolds. He's been lifting here for years. One of the strongest guys I know." Max swallowed hard. He had just made a fool of himself. "Look, kid," Mr. Reynolds said, "strength isn't just about muscles. It's about respect, discipline, and knowing when to listen." Max nodded slowly. He had learned his lesson. The next day, Max returned to the gym. But this time, he wasn't laughing. Instead, he walked up to Mr. Reynolds. "Hey, sir," he said, rubbing the back of his neck. "Would you mind teaching me how to lift properly?" Mr. Reynolds smiled. "I'd be happy to, son." And from that day on, Max wasn't just stronger. He was wiser, too. Never judge someone by their appearance. Strength isn't about age. It's about discipline, experience, and respect. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, subscribe for more inspiring stories. See you in the next one.